Ruth Jean-Marie, Canarsie is my Lakou. My work surrounds memorializing the Haitian experience, objectively, honestly, thoughtfully, and underscoring dignity at its root. The goal of that is to ensure that intraculturally we understand each other, that we have a sense of pride, and that we aren't lied to very easily. And then interculturally, like within the cultures, is to ensure that when we're not here anymore in like 100 years, knock on wood, the truth still stays behind in my work. So that's the freelance articles I write, that's the book that I'm working on, that highlights Haitian stories around the world, that's this project. I heard, I heard about the Lakou NOU residency through your newsletter. I am a proud follower of HCX, so I saw it in the newsletter and I applied. The August project actually started as Project August in August 2017. It was a passion project. I wanted to take pictures of folks who grew up in New York being Haitian. One of our foundational events is the August Salon. And during the August Salon, we have intergenerational conversations and intergenerational storytelling in order to strengthen the relationships between generations. So old people always think they know everything, young people think they know everything, and it's a space where they get to talk to each other and create a greater understanding and have a more holistic understanding of their own lives, because oftentimes they're separated, which I'll discuss in my Lakou NOU project, what the role of silence is. And to just, again, this was not initially intentional, but it also solves and addresses a lot of wounds that needed to be healed, that a lot of people didn't realize needed to be healed. Art allows me to believe in like existence, and that sounds very grave. Um, but words are art to me. Storytelling is art to me. Reading, writing, that's a type of art. And learning has always been a passion of mine. I don't know if it's inherent. I don't know if it's nurture. I wasn't allowed to watch TV as a kid, so who knows, right? But I'm just a genuinely intellectually curious person. So what art does, it answers my questions for me. It entertains nuance. It creates nuance. It helps me to be engaged in the world as I see it. I'm also a freelance writer, so it helps me also take my feelings and my thoughts and my observations and my academia and all the things that I engage in and put it into a space that, again, can't be taken away. Once words are on paper, they could try to burn books, they do all these other things, but it's pretty much immortal. We did a number of things. We leveraged social media so that we can get a greater understanding of like how people thought of Haitians in Canarsie, like what were their thoughts. And people were like, oh, that's when you get your RN license. That's the people that have the medallion on their cab. Then I also had more intimate conversations and workshops via Zoom with people I grew up with, actually. And then the third workshop was a photographic workshop in which we, not some years, I don't even know how long it's been at this point. I'll get back to you with the year, but that year where like there were 20,000 Haitians who came to the Texas border, many of them bussed in and flew into New York. I was one of the primary people that facilitated a resource center for them, so helped get them. I swear I know words, but helped get them insurance, helped them with their ICE appointments, interpreted, translated for them, got them in contact with lawyers, all of those things. And that was in Canarsie as well. So I went back and I had a workshop where I had a conversation with them because I wanted to ensure that I took into account how people viewed Canarsie, how people lived in Canarsie, and how people experienced Canarsie outside of Canarsie, like having come to Brooklyn as the first place that they came to. And what silence did in those spaces was maintain this veil of keeping up with the Joneses. Like, I made it, I did it, I'm untouchable. My emotions are protected, my children are protected. And when I say my children are protected, it's number one, you get this kind of you get to be braggadocious. And then number two, they are not sharing with their children. So oftentimes we found that, oh, actually my father was unemployed when we moved to Canarsie. Or I mean, we didn't have the glitz and glam, but we always had clothes. That was a quote, right? And it'll be in the show. We didn't have like long, I don't remember how old you are, but long distance calling was a thing, right? Or cable. We didn't have those things, but we always had clothes. We just made it. And it seemed as though the people that I spoke with moved to this space where there is parking. There's big green space. There are stairs. Like, I lived in a house with stairs. I swore I was rich when I moved into that house. And a lot of it was done under the veil of, I don't want to say it was fake. I think it was creating a reality that was necessary in order to survive, whether intentionally or not, but it seemed intentional. I want to also, to the previous point about silence, I think that a lot of our parents also lived in a Haiti where there was dictatorship. They lived in a Haiti where they had to be private in order for safety, and it became such a automatic response that it protected them from revisiting their own trauma, and also they thought, and this is from what I found in my August salons, that they were protecting us from adult people problems. And in actuality, we're perceiving it as not being important, being dismissed, being a burden. I don't know any child of an immigrant, Haitian or not, that doesn't feel like they're a burden on someone, because we've always been like, shoot away, Damascus Figim, Russia Cole, like that sort of language. And a lot of that does serve many things. This is not to excuse any behavior, but also serves for them not to revisit their own traumas, them not realizing that we don't understand what's going on, and then us being able to live in this childish fantasy where everything's okay and you don't have to worry about bills, even though you're just making it meet. In terms of it being personal, from personal to project based, it didn't happen on purpose. I didn't. My intention was to study and observe and collect information and make sure that it was told in a way that, again, underscored dignity. And make sure that this information exists in the world in a way that is consumable by everyone, not in a white paper, but in a more thoughtful, strategic way. I would say to both generations the same thing. Your story is worth being told, regardless of how mundane you think it is. It's honestly really new to your audience. And listen with the intent of understanding. And I feel like that sounds very corny, but it's really true. Like, I'm not an immigrant. I don't know what it feels like to move to another country, not know the language, not know the food, not know how to navigate government spaces, having to lie in order to even get a better life, right? When we talk about silence, there are people in my family that I didn't realize were related a certain way until I got older. It's just like, wait, I thought you said that was you said that was your daughter. That's your sister? Like, and then getting older and being like, oh, and I was lied to, like, not just ICE, but me, right? And how silence really does serve not only physical safety, but like safety of people's dreams. Right, the name of my project is Des Rêves Qu'un Rêve. Behind the dreams are other dreams. And silence serves as a really crucial function in realizing those dreams, not only for the individual, but for the child also. I would say that no one's opinion or experience matters more. You telling me that you came and you sacrificed, and also, you know what? There was an impact on me as a result of the way that you went about things. I would say understand that everyone, again, another corny one-liner, but it's true, everyone has something to offer you that you don't know, that can be life-changing, or that can just be enjoyable for the moment. And that quality time is really important, right? Like, our parents are going to pass away one day. We are the bearers of culture. We speak the language. We may understand, read, write the language, but our children's children might not. And what does it mean for our identity, for our existence, if we don't maintain those stories? And it's not this superfluous philosophical thing. Honestly, I've done connections with anti-Haitian sentiment and international law, right? When what's his name, Trump called Haiti a bullshit country, he wasn't just saying I don't like Haitians. He literally said it's a shithole country, rather, not bullshit, shithole country, and remove them from having the ability to immigrate here. So these stories are important because often we can absorb those stories as well and be like, you know what, America's land of the free and Haiti's backward, or whatever the case may be. And until we have these conversations, we're maintaining a immovable force that, like, will allow us to do anything. And even if that anything is literally just being closer to our aunt.